Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today, I'm going to explain the movie called The Avengers. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. During an evacuation, S.H.I.E.L.D. director Nick Fury arrives at the headquarters of S.H.I.E.L.D. outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico. The Tesseract, a mysterious energy source, has begun to function. It creates a space vortex through which the exiled Norse deity Loki enters, wielding an odd spear with a blue lighting point. Loki snatches the Tesseract and uses it to control the thoughts of many S.H.I.E.L.D. members, including Dr. Erik, Selvig and Agent Clint, Hawkeye, Barton, in order to help him escape. When an energy burst from the Tesseract causes the ground beneath the base to collapse, destroying it,
the S.H.I.E.L.D. personnel flee.
Nick Fury declares a state of emergency in response to the attack, telling his top operatives Phil Coulson, Natasha Romanoff, and Maria Hill that they are out of alternatives. Fury yanks Romanoff and Coulson from their jobs and sets them on a mission to find the heroes he needs to fight Loki. Romanoff is discovered interrogating suspects in Eastern Europe, and Coulson removes her from the mission and assigns her to find the big guy, Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk. Banner has been living in exile in India, nursing ailing patients at a hospital in Calcutta and finding inner peace in the process. Banner learns about the Tesseract and its destructive abilities from Romanoff. Banner, as the world's foremost expert on gamma rays, is their greatest hope for locating the Q. Fury is asked about his plan to bring about the Avengers Initiative during a video conversation with the World Security Council, which runs S.H.I.E.L.D. The WSC is incensed, claiming that it is the wrong thing to do and that these individuals would never work together as a group. On the other hand, Steve Rogers is relatively straightforward to track down. Since he was discovered alive in the ice, S.H.I.E.L.D. has been keeping an eye on him. Tony Stark is seen wearing a new Iron Man suit that can go underwater. He's establishing a new electrical connection that will fully disconnect his office building from the power grid, allowing it to become self-sufficient. Pepper Potts greets him at his office and informs him that it's date night. Pepper instead decides to travel to Washington, D.C. to obtain the zoning permits for the next 2 Stark Tower buildings, while Tony appears to have a lot of research to complete. They then proceed to the helicarrier, where Rogers meets Dr. Bruce Banner. Rogers believes it's a submarine, but a submerged, pressurized metal container is the last place Dr. Banner should be. They are informed on board that Dr. Selvig and Loki have been located in Stuttgart, Germany. Rogers' first mission is to arrest Loki and bring him aboard the helicarrier in Stuttgart. Loki carries out his plan while Dr. Selvig makes a distraction and Hawkeye kills the building's guards. Outside, he's telling the civilians that they must kneel before him or else, and that freedom is a myth. However, one elderly man defies Loki and prepares to kill him. Before moving to confront the god, the deadly shot is perfectly stopped by Rogers' shield. While Rogers fights Loki, Tony makes his debut, brandishing full Iron Man armaments and challenging Loki to move. When the two heroes arrive, Loki immediately surrenders, and the helicarrier encounters a lightning storm while being taken to the high-tech prison. Thor, Loki's half-brother and the Norse god of thunder, arrives and tries to capture Loki so Asgardian justice may be served on him, but Thor gets into a fight with Rogers and Tony. The conflict comes to a halt. Loki is eventually hauled to the helicarrier and imprisoned in a glass cell constructed for the Hulk. If Loki tries to flee, Fury outlines what will happen. If Loki tries to get free, even if it's just by splitting the glass, a tunnel will open beneath him, sending him plummeting to Earth and maybe killing him. Fury is briefing the fully gathered Avengers squad on board the aircraft carrier about what they believe will happen next. Agent Romanoff interrogates Loki, who is in prison. When Tony Stark arrives, it appears that Bruce Banner is the only member of the group with whom he gets along. Stark seeks to provoke a rise out of Banner so he may watch Banner's famed party trick, changing into the Hulk, while doing research on Loki's scepter. Banner flinches and then proceeds to explain how he hasn't been able to fully utilize his powers and how he suffered from despair following the accident. The Avengers, again reunited, fight and deliberate over how to confront Loki,
as well as the information that S.H.I.E.L.D. aims to harness the Tesseract's power to produce weapons, which Rogers discovered. Thor is seen questioning Agent Coulson about Jane Foster's disappearance. Coulson informs him that she has been placed in the S.H.I.E.L.D. Witness Protection Program and is in a secure zone in London.
As a form of deterrent, it was decided to make weapons using the Tesseract. While the group is debating, Clint, Barton and Loki's possessed operatives attack the helicarrier, causing one of its engines to malfunction while in flight. While Stark and Rogers work to repair the damaged engine, Romanoff tries to stop Dr. Banner from transforming into the Hulk and destroying the ship from within. Her attempt fails, and she is pursued throughout the ship until Thor enters the fray to tame the beast. And with a stroke from his hammer, Mjolnir manages to temporarily incapacitate him. Romanoff pushes Barton into a guard rail while fighting him, and the hit to the head destroys Loki's mind control. Thor is deceived into Loki's holding cell after the Hulk falls from the ship by Loki himself, who has recovered his scepter and releases the cell, allowing Thor to drop. Agent Coulson manages to keep Loki at bay for a short while, but he is duped by one of Loki's hologram projections, and Coulson is stabbed in the back by the actual Loki. Later, Coulson kills Loki with a blast from an undisclosed device that harnesses the destroyer's strength before he dies. Thor manages to break free from the cell just before it is about to crash to the ground. After crashing into an abandoned factory, Banner reverts to his human form. Fury exploits Coulson's supposed death as a rallying point for the Avengers to work together. Stark and Rogers realize that beating them isn't going to be enough to defeat Loki. Loki summons a Chitauri invasion by opening a gateway to the Chitauri homeworld over Manhattan using a technology created by Dr. Selvig. The group's petty quarrels have once again overshadowed their capacity to interact as a unit, especially now that Banner is gone. Tony finally realizes Loki is a full-fledged diva while arguing with Rogers, and that he set up shop at the top of Stark's office. Natasha comes too late, just as Dr. Selvig is about to open the gateway. Loki's army is unleashed, and all hell breaks loose. The army is vast, and they won't be able to fight them all off once they enter the atmosphere. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, luckily, appear. Rogers deploys NYPD cops to guide residents into the underground tunnels and sewers while fighting. Meanwhile, the Hulk smashes, and Tony arrives at Stark Tower, where he uses a drink to threaten and frighten Loki. While this is going on, Tony has Jarvis create an underdevelopment version of Iron Man codenamed Mark 18, which is housed in a massive box with sophisticated weapons capabilities and is coded particularly for Tony. Loki refuses to cooperate, claiming that the destruction will continue as long as Earth's population does not understand why they must be ruled by him. Loki tries to control Stark's mind by placing his scepter on his heart, but it fails due to Tony's partially dependable arc reactor, which keeps him alive. As wave after wave of Chitauri descends upon Earth, the Avengers unite in defense of New York but rapidly realize that they will be overpowered. Rogers and Thor evacuate people with the help of the reformed Barton, while Dr. Banner changes into the Hulk and pursues Loki, defeating him in Tony Stark's penthouse. Romanoff makes her way to the device that keeps the portal open with the help of the Chitauri and hits Dr. Selvig in the head, freeing him from Loki's control. Loki's staff, according to Dr. Selvig, can be used to close the portal. During this time, Hulk meets Loki, who refuses to be scared by such a monster. Hulk blasts Loki into near-nothingness, as Rogers directed. As a result, Romanoff can take the scepter and head to the roof to close the portal. Stark is protecting the perimeter while Romanoff is securing the portal. Meanwhile, Fury berates the Council's choice to launch a nuclear missile at Manhattan while on a conference call with them. Fury does everything he can to prevent the Council from unleashing nuclear weapons, including damaging 2 jets setting departure from the helicarrier. Unfortunately, it gets away and fires a nuclear missile just as he's ready to fire on a third. Tony intercepts the missile and knows exactly where he wants it to go, the portal. Jarvis is instructed by Stark to try Pepper one last time while in the portal. Unfortunately, Pepper is on a plane and enthralled to the TV with other Stark Industries executives, so the call is lost. Tony uses the nuclear bomb to destroy the Chitauri mothership, effectively ending the invasion. All of the invading aliens disintegrate and become useless. Stark witnesses the nuclear detonate just as he runs out of oxygen and appears to be doomed. Fortunately, he is able to flee the portal just as Romanoff is about to seal it. Once back in the atmosphere, Tony appears to be doomed, but the Hulk saves him owing to excellent timing. When the crew is awakened by the Hulk's roar, a disoriented Stark offers to take them out for shawarma, but they opt to arrest Loki first. The Avengers split up and went their separate ways. Tony and Pepper are shown rebuilding Stark Tower and working on the next phase of the project, while Romanoff, Rogers, and Hawkeye return to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. Thor returns Loki and the Tesseract to Asgard, where Loki will face several trials for Asgard and Chitauri war crimes. Meanwhile, several TV news stories recount the events surrounding the Avengers, and while they have gained worldwide acclaim for their efforts in New York, others are concerned and want to know who will be held responsible for the destruction. Fury is applauded on another video conference call with the World Security Council, but they also question him about how now that their secret is out, this group is too dangerous for the world to manage. And Fury is relieved because what happened in New York serves as a cautionary tale. A warning to all galaxies that if they try to attack Earth, they will be met with S.H.I.E.L.D. And they only have one team. The Avengers' whereabouts are no longer being tracked, according to Fury, who also informs
the S.H.I.E.L.D. board
they've earned a break but will be called back if necessary. He also informs the Council that no one on Earth will ever be able to locate the Tesseract. The Chitauri leader the other informs his lord in a mid-credit sequence that attacking Earth is foolish because confronting the Avengers is like courting death. His lord reveals himself to be Thanos, a worshipper of death's embodiment who smiles at the prospect of courting her with more death. The Avengers are shown eating together in a shawarma establishment as the credits roll. The squad appears exhausted and no one comments.